Yep.
But I really want to see Envy dancing again.
Yeah. Oh god, that was good. We should imagine that in the club.
Oh yeah.
Just walking through and suddenly you see that, whatever that was.
Yeah, that was the thing. We got Kronos bans from Kanga, immediately Ganesh ban from Legacy, so really are respecting Tory Skies on the elephant.
Yep.
Not want to deal with it.
No,
Don't blame him.
Certainly not. So what do Kanga ban away? They need to keep Morrigan under control, well, Divine under control, by banning out the Morrigan.
They get rid of the
Geb instead. Like Weave, too formidable on that.
Yeah, this says that they're willing to go to late game with Legacy.
Yeah.
But they want to have a better chance in that late game. Kronos late game god, Geb a late game god.
Yep.
Geb can be punished in the early game, but he wasn't. Weave was playing it where he wouldn't put himself in a position to be punished too frequently, other than maybe the blink over in Red Buff. But you know, you got to go for these gutsy plays every now and then. Legacy again banned away Soul, so the only difference being Geb banned away now. Kepri was the target ban last time for Kanga. Rather than the Geb, they banned out Kepri in the first phase last time. So do they pick up the Kepri, or I actually like to see Tori on the Kepri. After seeing him on the Ganesh, Kepri's that similar playstyle, and
is it first pick though?
Not necessarily, but I think if they let it go through, all the warriors are still available. So again, their first pick. If they take one warrior, then I expect Legacy to take the other two, or one of the other two of the other three. I guess there are kind of 4 viable options there. But you've got, maybe you leave it for the second pick, but did Osiris really do enough for you to warrant a first pick?
He kept the pressure, and he was doing what he did against the Direwolves up against Owl Chuckles, where he was relentlessly pushing, and once the tier 1 was down, he was still split pushing that tier 2 while everyone else in the rest of the map was still there. So he just kept that pressure on in the solo lane, so why not go for it?
They've gone for Kepri, which I kind of agree with a bit more.
Yeah.
The issue for me with KO was, yes, he was putting pressure on, but he was diving into either the blue buff pit or tier 1 tower where he didn't need to. You've got Erling Shen picked up. I'm assuming Freemason's probably playing Raven.
Yep. Why not? It did well in the last game. And yesterday he was like 12. Interesting. He was like 12-1-7 yesterday. Yeah. Up against the Direwolves. That was crazy.
Yeah. I mean,
if it's prioritizing.
If it ain't broke, don't fix it, right?
Sure. Why not?
Double warrior comp again for Legacy. Osiris will most likely go into Freemason. We've seen him play that a couple of times this weekend as well. Bologna in response. And
Jungle? Vision Eyes did alright in game 1.
They pick up the Raven, so I'd say it's Bologna solo and Raven jungle.
Yep.
So we're going to have 3 frontliners again on both team comps.
That'll be fun. We'll see a couple of pin size.
A bit stronger than what Osiris Camelot's are, because they bring the CC, they bring the dive potential, they bring the engage, and you've got the Kepri to sit back and protect the carries. So Legacy immediately go, okay, well, we're going to have someone that can sit back and protect the carries. They pick up a Terra, which we saw Tori do a great amount of work. Wasn't able to peel for everyone, but now that he has 2 frontliners that can deal damage but can peel for themselves, can engage or peel for themselves, depending on what they need to do, they're in such a better spot, Kanga, already with this draft. And the Morrigan gets taken away by Legacy again, so it's actually Legacy banning away the Morrigan rather than Kanga banning it away from iDivine. So maybe Swifty does have it in his god pool, or maybe they just don't want to deal with it.
Yeah. So, in such a dominant frontline meta, why not go for Circuit where there's 400 true damage on the line?
Because whilst there's a lot of damage, she leaves herself vulnerable. If she doesn't get the early lead, even though Bluestone on her is so effective, it's very difficult for her to deal with 2 warriors focusing her out. And I think that's why she's not being played this weekend. Keep in mind that if Legacy win this, they actually win the LAN.
This could be the last game.
Potentially they 2-0 this and essentially 3-0 over Kanga. So Kronos banned out again by Legacy. I think those are the exact bans from game 1 by Legacy. And I'm a little bit disappointed that Kanga didn't focus on the warrior bans and look to get a double assassin matchup because Envy on Assassins,
He's
great on Warriors, don't get me wrong,
Yeah.
but he's played so strongly on Assassins all year that, I don't know, I would have liked to see an Assassin matchup in the jungle, but that's just because I don't think anyone really enjoys playing Warriors
tank
in the
meta,
jungle.
massive health
really
bars.
fun.
Yeah, damage mitigation as well.
One shot, man.
Yeah,
It's more exciting.
it is.
This is just smoke meta.
Pretty much. What we're talking about during the break, dirty bubble on mid laners. That's basically what it is.
No,
because
please no more dirty bubble.
they've got enough health that they might as well.
Now it's dirty bubble for the entire team because Shell.
Yeah.
That's the new dirty bubble. It's just Shell. It's just one relic.
That's Oceania for you.
Yeah.
Bringing it back.
Yeah, and I like this pickup. A nice safe mid laner for Idivine.
Yep.
Much harder for Kanga to lock him down now. While Raven and Bologna will be able to dive on him. Giannis gets picked up again for Kanga. Interestingly enough, Giannis has a 0% win rate so far. Although I think they won the one game against Skyfire yesterday, so maybe that hasn't been updated just yet. But
no, it updates as soon as it goes through.
Okay, so Giannis.
Wait, did they? Yeah, no.
What did they play against?
Our system's broken.
They must have played against Direwolves in the first set.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay, our system's not broken. Never doubted.
We've got Huyi Gallon on a much more comfortable ADC here. Able to pick that up for himself, not banned away from him this time. Medusa was banned by Kanga, so Jingwei gets picked up in response. And we saw the Jingwei Huyi matchup between, I believe it was Pure and Galen, where Pure was getting the best of Galen for the majority of the game, but Kanga were able to get over the line in other areas in the team fights and that kind of thing. But we saw how effective Jingwei can be against a Huyi because she's able to be so safe, able to get a lot of farm, and able to deal with Huyi's pressure essentially. So, as well as set up and go for those 1v1 trades, which I know Limits is going to want to be looking for himself. So
would you agree that if with this draft, it's the best chance that Kanga have to beat Legacy? What would be better, just given these same bans? Because this could possibly be the last game of the entire set.
For me, I don't think it's the best possibility. I think they have a very good chance with this draft. They've got a lot more CC, a lot more setup, a lot more peel.
Yep.
They will be able to split their fights into kind of 3v3 and a 2v2 on each side. So it'll be it's a relatively even draft between the two teams.
Yep.
For me, though, Legacy obviously came into this LAN with a plan to play double frontliner in the jungle.
Yeah.
And Kanga maybe have to adjust to that a little bit more. Maybe they weren't. It seems they were more valuing like Camazots and that kind of thing in the jungle over this double warrior run at you and just destroy you.
Yeah.
And not be able to be killed. So I think
look at the hamburger.
It just favors Legacy in the sense that this is what they want to play, right? I mean, other than Freemason, he doesn't actually want to play the god, but he knows it'll win them games, so he'll do it for the team. But look how happy he is to play.
He is, with his hamburger.
He's so excited.
Did you see that little hamburger picture he has on his mouse pad?
I did not.
You didn't see it? Oh, it's great. You should all look at Freemason's Twitter. He just loves Adelaide, dude.
Yeah. It's his motivation.
Sure is. Jumping into this game, though, we can see the Tarth has picked up Soul Reliquary. Once again, Swiftwing will be the second one. That seems to be the new meta of this patch.
Interesting enough, Swifty goes for tier 1 and a Bombers.
Yeah, so looking for the sustain because, I mean, look at the pot difference. There is one of each pot for Divine, but 2 for Swifty plus the Bombers, so he's going to be able to sustain a lot longer. Just sacrifices damage.
Sacrifices a bit of damage, sacrifices build progression as well, and the power spikes will be a little bit off, but sure, he'll be able to farm for longer if he's able to pick up some of these last hits. But for me, Giannis is going to be following the Raven around most of the time, right? Trying to clear buffs or unless Envy does just completely focus over on that solo lane, but we'll come in here, get a little bit of poke onto Weave, but nothing too exciting for him.
Yeah, right off the bat, no one going for invades. The early game that we've seen from Kanga of pressuring, proxying, invading is just not present in this game. And Vision Eyes taken low, just walks straight in the front of Divine. Face tanks so much damage, and now he's onto those mid camps. If you don't know, increased experience. So
yeah, in the recent past they got a little bit more experience on the mid camp, so a bit more important.
Yep.
You see teams going for those rather than going straight to the elementals as we used to see previously. The elementals are a little bit more tanky and a little bit less valuable in terms of experience. So mid camps again become a bit more of a relevant take as Kanga look to invade on this speed buff, but Freemason is here to try and defend it.
Yeah.
Going aggressive actually uses the horrific emblem to try and slow them down, Swifty forced to portal away.
Strange that Divine and Weave didn't rotate over to help, because that could have been 2 kills if they were there in time, but they weren't. They had to defend that mid wave.
They're actually coming back from picking up their red buff, I think.
Oh, were they?
So
Okay.
they were still rotating across, so just a little bit off time. Having cleared that buff, they were trying to come back. And then, but Envy and Swifty have a little bit of a lead here in terms of experience. It's only the wave experience. KO looking for Chuckles, unable to pick up the kill just yet. Freemason just waiting to see if he overextends like he did last game.
Look at this gank that Freemason is about to do in the solo lane. How much damage on to KO? Yes, that's first blood in the solo lane. El Chuckles picking that one up. That'll start him off for this game. This is fantastic news for Legacy. I mean, El Chuckles ahead is great, and as we were saying last game, KO not usually behind.
Not usually behind, and playing as if he's a lot further ahead than what he is. Trying to pressure Chuckles out of the wave. Don't have any vision on Freemason on the map. Freemason was sitting there for a solid 20 seconds. He was over there to start off and finish the blue for Chuckles. Make sure that cleared. He just kind of, you saw him on the edge of the camera. He was just sitting there looking into the soul, and he's like, is he going to keep going forward? Is he going to keep pressing forward?
Yep.
And he pressed forward to go up and try and clear the way with Bludgeon, and then Freemason just showed up and said, oh, here you go. Here's a kill. Here you go, Chuckles, enjoy.
That seems to be the downfall of KO, is he's always pressured in the lane. Sure, he might have a couple of wars, but he's so far up that he's forced to use his ultimate to get away when he's on Osiris last game, and Shield Bash isn't far enough to save him.
And now he's got to fight into the level 5 Chuckles, who could potentially just turn around and ult him and maybe even burst him down for another trip back to base, but Tory Sky's actually over on that side of the map to try and help him out. Will
he help him out? That's the question, though. Got the abduct. Chuckles has his dash. What's that called? It's 72 transformations, right? It's the same name as somewhere. But triggers me, man. Are they? I don't know.
Is it Erlang and Sun Wukong?
Well, Sun Wukong is supposed to be God of Mischief, right? The Chinese God of Mischief, and he always causes mayhem. But he looks like a big buff dude that you just don't want to mess with.
I'm pretty sure the lore is that Erlang Chen slays Sun Wukong.
Oh.
Something, or fights him as the only person to defeat him. Something along those lines.
Oh, okay.
It's at the edge of my memory. I haven't looked into the lore of that one for a while. But Tory Sky is forced to reduct away here. And 3-man contagion from Legacy. You can see them get another kill there. Eagles rally down.
Beautiful. Lord of the Afterlife onto Tory Skies. Uses that movement speed to try to get away. There's a horrific emblem used there as well. Divine extremely low. And Vision Eyes looking for the kill there. Will he find it? Can he get the clap? No, he's too far gone already. And in Vision Eyes now, the damage has turned. He needs to get away. He's got the movement speed with the help of Giannis. The portal is there to help him get away, but he's rooted in place, and Weave picks up the kill. That's 2 kills for Legacy. 5 minutes into the game, almost.
Yeah, now they'll be able to take this speed buff away, and probably the blue buff as well, though. Iron could get caught out by KO, but KO a little bit low on mana, unable to really chase down that kill as much as I'm sure he would love to. Have a look at the graphs here. We've got 1,000 experience, and gold is dead even though, despite first blood gold and that kind of thing going the way of Legacy. Not really showing in terms of gold.
No, it's not. There's a gank onto KO. Does he have his ult online? No, he doesn't. He needs to try to get away before they dive the tower. There's the taunt and the heal for Chuckles, but they won't dive. He is safe, but it's still so dangerous for him here because anyone enters that lane and he's got the potential to die.
Yeah, forced back to the fountain yet again. His ultimate still a little bit off cooldown, still on cooldown for a little while, so Swifty's now out of mana. He'll be forced to back shortly. Trying to help out with these mid camps, but I won't spot him. Things coming out from Legacy, spotting Gallon coming through the jungle, so they'll choose not to engage. They were kind of floating around.
They pick up the Oracle Harpies. Yeah. Which is important because anyone walking through there will then be seen, but they already had the wards in position, so it's safe for them to see Legacy going for them, and now they have extra vision. and
free
experience in CoD.
Nice.
Yeah, sure. And you can't do anything about it. You can get a sentry ward for those wards, but for the Oracle Harpies, you just got to wait it out.
Yeah, that's it. And so I like the fact that the ward shows up on the map, so you know that the ward's still up. But part of me kind of wants them to take that out, so that people have to know when the Oracle Hub, and the Oracle Hub is then be contested even further. They're already contested heavily. Yeah. But imagine you take away the knowledge that the ward is there, and you try to start gold free, and it just kind of sets up more traps. But that would be kind of fun for me. But I guess this allows for counterplayability a little bit, rather than just a free ward sitting there.
Yeah. Looks like there's something going on in the mid lane, but no, it's not. It's just a bit of passiveness at the moment. Galen's still trying to be aggressive against limits on the Jingwei. Swifty taken quite low. There's the Tothol being charged. Will he get it? He could have killed himself there by going through his own portal that allows Divine to set the timing up with their ultimate.
Yeah, but Tory Skies immediately turned around and threw down the Scarab's blessing to make sure that if Divine ended up throwing the ultimate, which he ended up cancelling, that's the beauty of Tothol. Costing mana now when you do it, but you can cancel that at any time and not end up throwing it, so it puts that psychological thought, and it got an ultimate out of Tory Skies. He said, well, I'm going to make sure you don't die, but it doesn't end up throwing it.
Jumping in, it's Galen. Will he get enough damage down to try to turn it? He's out of mana. Sure, he's winning the damage trade, but using his ultimate is quite important. Now he's out of mana, so he can't clear. He only can rely on his basic attacks mid lane. Everybody grouping up. Solo lane is staying there. See, it sucks for the mid laners because it's basically a trio lane because the junglers and the supports are now there.
You think it's bad for the mid laner? Try being the jungler, you're like, I am second mid, or I am second solo.
The support is then third jungle, right?
Yeah, exactly. Like,
sorry, third mid.
Third mid, yeah.
There's the blight.
The abduct there.
But the Aegis came out, but no damage was put on him while he used that Aegis, so he didn't negate anything, and Envisionize picks up the kill onto Divine. He wasn't even able to use his ultimate. He could have, but he didn't, and Tory Skies will fall instead. It's a 1-for-1 trade support for mid laner. It's got to be worth it for Kanga, but I think Tory Skies could have definitely lived there.
Yeah, he went a little bit too far forward, trying to make sure that kill did get secured, and then got caught out, not quite as safe as Envisionize on that Ravana, able to get himself out in time. KO taking a decent poke here from Chuckles, who kind of has the better of this matchup a little bit now, although KO looking to prove me wrong.
Alright, so 2 kills onto L Chuckles, 1 kill onto Weave. Okay, so the money is on L Chuckles, but he hasn't rotated yet.
And he doesn't need to yet, to be honest.
Why not?
I mean, they're winning the fights, they're winning the damage trades in the mid lane. Sure, they might get a kill here or there, but it allows KO to free farm, and then KO gets back even, and KO comes in and with Bologna, Eagles rally, and it starts turning the fights in the mid game. So keeping KO away from the team fights, knowing that he is such a driving force between Kanga and
oh my god,
we just see the final judgment on Tory Skies. Didn't expect to die that quickly, died with ultimate available.
Yeah,
and
crazy damage.
The power of Toth compels him back to Fountain.
It sure does. And support now not there for Kanga, which means they have no peel if they want to engage. So Legacy go towards this Gold Fury. They started off, but Kanga still want to try to stop them from taking this one and stop them from continuing their lead that they have. 10 minutes into the game, the Ricochet not going to land. It is off point. Tory Skies respawned. He's got the Swift Wing and he's back into it. Gold Fury down to about 10% HP, 20 even. Visionize with a kill onto Weave, but as well, Freemason falls. What just happened? Kanga turning this fight around at 3 versus 5 now, and they've started up the Gold Fury. El Chuckles does heal with that ult. And Envisionize down to about half. Divine and Limits trying to return this damage. Tory Skies with the abducts. And Swifty picking up a kill onto El Chuckles. It's 4 kills now in favor of Kanga. They've started to respawn, so they can't really go for the Gold Fury as Legacy will be back. But they're getting the kills.
They get the kills, and They're doing what I wanted to do. They can actually burn this pretty quickly, doing decent damage, but Idavine and Weave will be here to try and steal it away. So they leash now. They're all pretty much out of mana. They know those respawns are coming through. So good control play from Kanga. They were trying to chase a little bit too hard, but they managed to get a couple of kills in their favor. The double dunk from Envisionize and KO straight onto Freemason, but now Legacy go, okay, they have to back. They're kind of clearing out mid-wave. Who's that? Freemason's got the vision on them. This Gold Fury is now free for Legacy, so a little bit of a drop there from Kanga Esports.
Yeah, it certainly is. They needed to control the vision and they needed to stop Legacy right there, but I mean, that was free for Legacy and they just keep moving forward with this lead. 11 minutes into the game, 4-4 are the kills. Chuckle's looking at the Portal Demon now.
Yeah, so the issue there was that everyone backed at once, and the second issue was that Kanga knew what was happening because Freemason watched them go to back camps and then they never came out after that. So he said, he's going, yep, Gold Fury's free, go and take it. So Legacy, despite getting that favourable fight, they're still a little bit ahead in gold now, but they dropped the Gold Fury, which is the major objective that they were looking for, and a little bit too passive in that sense.
Yeah.
Yes, they're all out of mana, they couldn't really contest a fight, but sending everyone back at once, at least have someone, if you don't have wards, then someone needs to be floating around and just to show their face if they try and start the Gold Fury to put Legacy in two minds and be like, okay, can we do this? But Portal Demon now started up by Kanga, but Chuckles and Freemason will sniff this one out.
They're down to half HP. And abduct onto Chuckles, but it doesn't matter because he keeps going forward onto Swifty, who uses the through space and time just to get away. It's still open there for the rest of the team if they want to go through it, and they certainly do. And that is absolutely demolished. At their health bars, Kanga needs to retreat, but they're still going forward with it. And Torrey Skies actually does steal it. KO as well helping with that, and that lets Swifty back into this fight. So Kanga can win this still if they keep fighting. Chuckles down to half HP.
Limits is here though in the backline, gets that persistent gust off. Chuckles manages to escape thanks to that little bit of peel from his hunter. Torrey Skies comes back through the portal trying to find Limits. Limits just backs away, gets out safely. So Idavine falls. They steal the Portal Demon away. So good job there from Kanga. Limits just a little, Galen just a little bit late on the rotation, unable to prevent Limits getting in there, and there Kanga getting even more pressure out of that. But have a look at the experience in gold now. We're starting to see some spikes go in the favor of Kanga. About 3,000 experience and 1,500 gold. Swifty taking a couple of tower shots here. Chuckles looking for him.
Uses the portal. I don't think he intended to use that. Freemason picks up the kill on towards him. Uses the ultimate from Chuckles. Envisionize now way too far out of position. He doesn't have anything to get away. He's slowed down. He's got the sprint. Tries to go onto Divine, but he just dashes back. Doesn't land the stun. Envisionize. Very, very low. Still trying to get away. Galen too far out of position as well, so he's forced to dash away down to half HP as well. This is Legacy continuing to pressure. Torrey Skies low as well, almost killed, and the Whirlwind is not enough to pick up the kill onto Galen in the backline. It's KO, he's taken down, eventually will be killed by Chuckles. And mid lane tower now the target.
Yeah, shame there for Kanga. Gold Fury's not quite up yet, so they'll take the tier 1. They might even look for a tier 1, maybe in solo lane, although duo lane's got minion presence there, so no, they'll just back off, they'll grab their buffs. They'll grab some of Kanga's buffs on the way as well, grab the street buff. So what went wrong there for Kanga was they got split up. They got the tier 1 in solo, but they lose everyone in the process in the messy team fight that ensues, because while they had Portal Demon open to them, they were looking to clear the tower and back, but weren't conscious of when Legacy would make it back to lane, especially considering 4 members have Swiftwing, and all 4 of those members, and then you've got a Jingwei on top of that with her passive, essentially gives you a free Swiftwing to get you back to around back camps. But
yeah,
all 5 players from Legacy have to get there.
Jump in from Envisionize forces Divine to use that Aegis, but he will live through that. Actually a tick, yes, it will land. Envisionize picks it up with a blue stone. And the text from Tori Sky's Kepri, Visionized using that bracer to try to stay alive. The DPS from Limits is far too much off the backside. We've got El Chuckles, actually El Chuckles did secure that kill, and Galen needed to jump away. Doing that again, he did use his ultimate, so
as did Kepri there, so a lot of trying to keep Galen alive, and he's got Executioner online, he's now building into crit. The Equivol as well will be helping him out, but he just hasn't been around in these team fights. I mean, Limits is not doing a whole lot of work, but it's just... Galen's just not having a presence in these games like he was against Direwolves. Yeah,
no, he's certainly not. He's just... He's there. He's just not dealing the damage. He's got the ults down, but Legacy just avoid them completely. And Galen needs to dash away, and he's always looking the opposite way, right? He's running away, and he's not looking to turn and get the basic attacks and get that damage off.
And that's the problem, is that Legacy have this double warrior plus Terra who can just dive the backline and force Kanga to turn around, while they have KO and Visionized diving into the backline of Legacy. Legacy don't need their backline to be dealing damage to kill Galen, or at least to force the focus away so that their damage healers can get their own damage off. So Kanga are always kind of on the back foot now. They're trying to go onto the front foot a little bit too much, and it's actually counterintuitive to what they're trying to do.
That was a strange ricochet. Maybe he thought he had it lined up, but certainly did not. Went back towards him. Gold Fury is back online. The next target for Legacy, but Kanga want to be able to contest this one. They want to get back into this game through space and time. Actually hits Limits, so he's taken down HP. Tori Skies, not a good trade there. Bologna jumping in. KO looking for someone to try to kill. Terra's Blessing online for Legacy at the same time. Divine half HP under his own tower because Envisionized jumped on him there. Galen, now the target for El Chuckles, jumps away. A two-man stun from Weave will set up Envisionized to be taken down too low. Swifty will pick up a kill. Limits as well. Tori Skies is there to fall. Divine and Tori are down. You always want that damage down if you are Kanga for the support. Damage going back and forward. And Limits will win that one over Envisionized.
Remember how I said when all of one team is low? Look at the difference between the health bars of Kanga and Legacy, right? Freemason gets caught out here. He's going to fall eventually. No, man.
Really? No, he's going to get away.
Swifty's so fast, though.
Can he get him? Only one basic attack needed.
Dies in return. We've almost able to peel for his jungler there. But if you had a look at the end of that team fight, 4 members of Legacy under 30% HP.
Yep.
All of the members of Kanga are above 60%, but Kanga had lost 2 members because Legacy focused their damage into the places that it needs to go, where they can pick up those kills. Tori trying to contest this Gold Fury, but won't be able to do much against a Final Judgment if it comes back.
He's gonna die. He is certainly dead now, unless he's got ult, which he does not. So I'm not sure what the attempt was there. It was the support. You're not going to prevent damage because you're Kepri. Sure, you can do it onto one player, but there's 4 there. So the damage isn't going to be stopped. And then you've got no sort of burst damage. The biggest damage that you have is on Solar Flare. That's not going to steal a Gold Fury unless you're super lucky.
Kanga looking to try to get something in return, but maybe trying to force this out a little bit too much. Chuckles is here, and they could get caught out as Legacy's entire team is almost now coming out to speed up. They get the Portal Demon. Chuckles might fall, but Bracer not doing. Never mind.
There's the Sunbreaker onto Divine, uses the Aegis and Beast to get out of that one. Limits picks up the kill onto Galen right at the start of the fight. So this is already one for Legacy. They need to clean up the rest of these kills. KO with a Kepri's Blessing on him. So Legacy cannot hit him. And if they do, he will get sent back. Beautiful timing. El Chuckles knocks him up. The Kepri's Blessing is cleansed away, times it out, and then the kill comes through.
Yeah, so El Chuckles able to get his ultimate off there and get the burst heal before they could burn him down. And as I said, Kanga might get the portal demon, but at what cost? Beautiful portal for Peel there from Swifty. Managed to save his support, Tori Skies, who's having a bit of a rough time on this Kepri compared to some of the other picks he's had. I expected it to suit his playstyle, the way he's been playing, but maybe just not comfortable on the god himself.
Have Legacy overextended? They've got the sprint to try to get away. They've got a second one they're actually used to get them back under the tower, and they've got to heal up with the Terra Monolith, but not really. I mean, they weren't really in any danger because they calculated. They had the sprints. They didn't use them during the fight. They didn't need to. So they get that tier 2, and then they trade out a tier 1, which is always worth.
Tier 2 here. They're doing decent. Actually, not doing too much damage. Final Judgment comes out. This is the target from Might Divine.
Vision Eyes, blown up as Freemason manages to kill him there. Here's the Lord of the Afterlife onto Torrey Skies. He needs to back away now. He needs to recall, but again, Legacy. They knew they weren't in any danger. They went back to the tier 2. Jingwei recalled, used the passive to get back and defend the tier 1. So tier 1 for a tier 1 and a tier 2 for Legacy, that's great.
Yeah, I don't think... The issue in a lot of these fights where Kanga going for neutral objectives is, or being pushed up past the midway point of the map, there's 4 Swiftwings and a Jingwei. I'll say it again, like, Legacy, they might have backed, but they're going to be there really, really quickly. A lot quicker than what a lot of people are used to in previous metas, where Swiftwing wasn't really a thing.
Yeah.
Jingwei was always a thing, and that was always annoying to deal with. But Chuckles just uses his ultimate, make sure they will back off and disengage Will Kanga. So Torrey Skies pathing quite aggressively though here. His team's not there to follow up, and he's just throwing down a ward. So we'll back off now.
Okay, so speaking of wards, look how many wards are in the inventories of Legacy. They're not on the map, but they've all got at least one regular ward and then a sentry ward as well. So their map control at the moment is massive. Yeah,
only sentry is really available for Kanga. A couple being placed, normal wards being placed down before they back, but Torrey again here on his own trying to get that ward vision, but there's still 3 sentries for Legacy, so that'll be a losing battle. Doesn't even manage to pick up their first one, unfortunately, so a bit of a waste of a sentry ward for himself. Chuckles looking to find KO here.
Look at the limits. Top of the net worth just quietly. Surely he's got 3-0 and 5, which is a good scoreline, but he's not really the star player of these team fights. It's the whole team of Legacy.
Yeah, the issue, it's not so much that Limits is at the top, that is fantastic for him, but look where Gallon is. He's 2,000 behind in net, or 1,500 behind in net worth. There's KO getting absolutely destroyed here. He could be in a lot of trouble. Might be able to get out, use the Eagle Rally. Final Judgment just a bit behind him.
Oh, Torrey Skies just gets clipped by the taunt from El Chuckles. Freemason is able to pick up a kill onto him. And Swifty forced to back out of that one. Vision Eyes, you don't really want to be there, mate. And Limits kills him. That's got to be his 4th kill of this game. Swifty and KO are trying to deal with El Chuckles and Freemason. El Chuckles hardly touched. Look at his health.
He got tickled. His shield got tickled. It wasn't even his... Shield didn't even
his
get
actual health bar.
Absolutely tickled. Now Freemason's... KO's busy trying to fire them at Fire Giant, and Freemason just walks up to Gallon and takes most of his health away. And now KO's going to fall as a result. They just leash the Fire Giant, turn around and go, there's 4 of us and there's 1 of you, KO. What are you going to do?
Yep. So, Fire Giant started off here for Legacy, and it seems like Kanga, while they're trying to deal with Legacy, just can't because they're too tanky at the moment. Like, we just said it, El Chuckles' health bar barely touched, and Freemason deals far too much damage to Galen. And without the peel there, Galen is just going to die straight up, like every single time. And that's what's been happening, although he only has 1 death, so.
It's one thing to take the fights to these teams like Direwolves and Legacy. Direwolves were running an Assassin in the jungle in the last game, they're running the Kamazot, so, the Naja. And a Ra. Much easier targets to lock down, much easier targets to kill and to burst through. Now they're playing against 2 Warriors, 2 games in a row, they've been unable to deal with that frontline pressure. And Legacy are obviously confident in playing it. They've been playing it all weekend, that's got them pretty much all their wins, at least against Direwolves. They were running it as well as against Kanga in these games. So it comes back to the draft for me. They didn't ban away any of the Warriors. They left all of the picks up and they were like, okay, well, you can take 2. We'll take 2. But it just hasn't worked out for them. You're trying to beat Legacy at their own game. And yes, you get your early pressure with those double Warriors, but you're pressuring into double Warrior yourself. So it negates itself against these teams.
Look at Divine. He hasn't got a single kill. He's died 4 times, but he's got 11 assists.
Yeah, I mean, he might be dying, but
he's getting his damage off.
He's getting his damage off.
Yeah.
Limits isn't dying. That's the other talking point. Limits and Chuckles are not dying. Chuckles is almost at a point where he cannot die. It's not taking any damage from anyone.
Yeah.
And then if he does, he just pops his shell, pops his heavenly, and pops his ult, and he's back to full health. So it's so hard for them to deal with this. And even looking at the builds on the side of Kanga, there's no anti-heal.
Oh, Galen caught out almost. Down to half. But Torres Skies was there with his ultimate just in case it was needed. Tier 1 is given up by Kanga. Wise decision. Legacy going to take that one. They're going to get even richer. They should continue pressuring. What else can they go for? Portal Demon? There's not really any need. You've already got the Fire Giant. You're already buff. So you can take
they'll
that
just take
Phoenix.
it off the map. In case anything goes awry, if they try to push down one of these Phoenixes and say Kanga managed to defend well and get some picks. At least the Portal Demon isn't there, so they can't lose that, so it doesn't catch Kanga up any further.
Yep.
But I want to harp on this some more. There's 0 anti-heal on Kanga. There's a Terra, who sure isn't really known for healing anymore, but you see how much Chuckles is healing for in these fights, and that alone is enough to warrant at least a beat stick.
Yeah.
I guess it's not ideal on Raven, but a Divine Ruin on Giannis, like, Giannis is getting damage off, but he's not unable to prevent the healing coming out of Chuckles, so
Yeah.
it's so rough for them to kill him, and
sure
it's
is.
only going to get worse and worse as the game goes on, so Fire Giant should be falling off in about 30 seconds or so. That's siege down this Phoenix.
That is go time for Legacy. They're going under this tower. They're trying to fight. They're trying to get the damage off where they can, but it seems to be spread too evenly. There's a frenzy pump for Kanga. Divine picking up a kill onto Swifty. That's already the mid laner gone, and he barely used his kit. Invisionize is the next to fall. Double kill for Divine, finally getting these kills, and that is going to be Terra ultimate online as well. So increased cooldowns and more damage off for Legacy, and look at that, they've already taken off the headsets. It doesn't matter as Kanga fall in the grand finals. Legacy pick it up 3-0. Beautiful play coming out from Legacy, and that's going to be it. The AOC CGPL Smite Land finalists.
Not sure of any of those.
The winners are Legacy.
Congratulations.
Congratulations.
To Legacy. They've done a great job this weekend. Came from behind against Direwolves, kind of their biggest scare of the weekend, but really fantastic work. Kanga, you can't fault them on getting to the final. Unable to take it to Legacy. They held on for a long periods of time in both games, but unable to get that early pressure that they were kind of banking on.
Yep.
And just kind of ended up petering out in the end. A little bit down to draft. Trying to go toe-to-toe with Legacy on a double warrior comp. Maybe not the best idea, but a valiant effort nonetheless.
Yeah, no, it was absolutely beautiful play coming out from them. Thank you very much for joining us, guys. That was absolutely amazing games today. Kanga taking down Direwolves, but guys, we'll be right back after a 10-minute break with player interviews and medal awarding and the trophy as well. So
Sure
don't go anywhere. We'll be right back.
You wanna break the chain.